Yo, what up, everybody? Welcome to the walkthrough. I ain't gonna do a bunch of long talking before we start the show. We party every week, but tonight we really gonna party like never before. Stay tuned for stay tuned on the Behind the Rhyme TV. After the show, DJ Cassidy is gonna come on. He's gonna actually DJ, and then he has a special monumental thing called Pass the Mic, where he's gonna have people such as Cool J, Salt and Pepper, Run DMC perform. And right here on the walkthrough, we have none other than ASAP Ferg, Blac Chyna, and the man himself, DJ Cassidy. Let's get to it.
Hey, how are you?
My man, my brother, I'm gonna tell the people on Twitch a few minutes before the show started, we do our rehearsal and make sure everybody's lighting and the audio and visuals looking great, man. And we was just reliving some stories where, Cass came to the studio to see me and Buster, and he played his own stash. Like, his stash is dangerous. Some of the songs came out, some haven't. He got some fantastic records, and then he had like a whole playlist of like 1970 disco era soul. It's just incredible, man. This dude is really on his game. And tonight he has part 2,
volume 2.
Go back and see volume 1 if you didn't see it. It was monumental as well. Pass the mic. Tell me about getting this cavalcade of superstars that you have tonight.
So let me take you back briefly before we talk about tonight. I came up with this idea for Pass the Mic in the heat of the quarantine. We were all locked in the house, and I was FaceTiming with my mentor and friend, Verdine White of Earth, Wind & Fire. And while I was FaceTiming with Verdine, his song, That's the Way of the World, came on my speakers. And I got chills. I said, how crazy is it that I have relationships with so many of my heroes in music? And maybe there was some way for me to give that feeling to people around the world, to make people smile, to make people feel uplifted. So I put together a mix of my favorite classic records from the 70s and 80s, all my favorite soul and R&B records. And I sat here at the turntables in my living room, and one at a time I zoomed with all those legends: Verdine White, Philip Bailey of Earth, Wind & Fire, Bobby Brown, Ricky Bell of New Edition, Shalimar, Cheryl Lynn, Ray Parker Jr., Denise Williams, Kool and the Gang, and many more. And I would drop the record, and the artist would come on the screen and sing along to the song. And I put it together in a continuous way, like a DJ would, going from record to record, and that was Pass the Mic Volume 1. And I premiered that exactly a month ago on your channel, Behind the Rhyme on Twitch Live. And I received the most emotional response I could have never imagined in a million years.
Hell yeah.
And I woke up that next day on July 3rd and I said, okay, I need to start working immediately on Volume 2. And I knew that with Volume 2, I wanted to celebrate my hip hop heroes. And I wanted to unite my hip-hop heroes to pay homage to the heroes around the world who are on the front lines of health and freedom and justice. And so I've literally united on Pass the Mic Volume 2, 36 of the most iconic hip-hop artists of the golden era. And at 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern tonight, I'm going to bring that to the world.
Already announced. Some of my favorites, y'all know I'm a guy from Queens. I grew up in Queens, man. So he has some of my heroes, my idols, Salt and Pepper. He's already announced it. I'm not giving it away. No spoilers.
It leaked.
Okay, it leaked. Salt and Pepper, the GOAT, LL Cool J, and the Kings of Rock, the godfathers of the culture, Run DMC. And it's going to be Run, and it's going to be DMC.
Which is an epic, monumental thing if there was nothing else. And I just want to tell you, those 5 people you just named, Run, DMC, LL Cool J, Salt, Pepper, if it stopped right there, it would be epic with those 5 heroes of mine. And when I tell you there's another 30 or so involved, It's really going to be a special night. The past 21 days have possibly been the greatest 21 days of my life because I've been able to communicate like I'm communicating with you right now on my computer screen with people who I looked up to my whole life. They created who I am. They were my childhood. And they're the foundation of my identity today. They're why I'm a DJ. They're why I'm talking to you. They're why I'm here right now tonight. So it's going to be epic. It's given me chills. I hope it gives chills to everyone there. So stay tuned after this great episode of Behind the Rhyme for DJ Cassidy Presents Pass the Mic Volume 2.
There we go, man. Now, I got some special guests too, man. I know you got to go soon, but I want to bring in one of our guests really to introduce you guys. Blac Chyna, one of the most talked about people in the universe. What's up, Chyna?
What's up, y'all? How you doing? Thank you.
Yeah, and I don't know if you guys know each other because Cassidy is so global, you global, but
Hi, Chyna.
Blac Chyna, Cassidy is one of the biggest DJs in the universe, and what a coinky-dink, Chyna is putting out some music. You see how it works on the walkthrough? You see how we bringing people together?
Chyna, it's a pleasure to meet you.
Together.
It's a pleasure to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
I'm going to let you guys talk and rock, and I'll see you guys later.
All
right, man. Look out for a song, man. We're going to shoot you some stuff, man.
Mm-hmm.
Chyna, what's up?
How you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm doing great, man. Blessed to be here. Happy to see you. Welcome to the show. Mm-hmm. I want to get to it. Like, it's so many things to talk to you about, but I really want to give the people some game, man. Like, I know you're doing music and I know you're doing fashion, and I really want to get to it because you one of the people that I see has always, or at least from the outside looking in, always been on top of your business. The new record that you got with Trippy, we're going to get to that in a minute. Yeah. You talk about getting to the bag, you talking about getting to the money. And I just want to talk about just your elevation. You've been in the game since 2008.
It was a long time, 12 years.
2010, and I didn't even notice, but 2010 you did it. You was a double for Nicki in the Monster video.
Yep, I was Nicki's stunt double. It was a monster video with who was it? Rick Ross and Kanye.
Yeah,
it was the first time I actually met her, so it was like really, really cool. You know what I mean?
What was that experience like? Because at that time, being a stunt double wasn't high on your resume. We didn't know you as a stunt double. So tell me about getting that call to be a stunt double for Nicki Minaj.
Man, you know what? I think my manager at the time, Robin, she works for, she owns Baller Alert. She had hit me up because we was doing our whole run because we were both from DC. And then at the time I was living in Miami. And I was actually going to school to Johnson & Wales University and dancing, on the side to support my family and everything. Yeah. And she called me, she's like, yo, you never believe this. I'm like, what? Like, what is it? She's like, Nicki Minaj wants you to be her stunt double. I'm like, what? Crazy. So crazy. But when I got there, everything was like cool. At first it was kind of scary because they had to like tie me up and put a bag over my head. And I don't know these people, but it was cool. Like once she came out and she was like dancing on me, and in my mind I'm like, oh my god, like Nicki Minaj is like dancing on me. So it was cool. And then after that, I feel like throughout the years we always just been cool.
I mean, shoot, Nicki shouted you out. You got it. You did another video with her. She dropped you in the lyrics. Why do you think that y'all clicks so well? Because this is an industry where I hear it time and time again. Women don't get along. We've actually seen some women diss each other, but I don't buy into that. I feel that for the most part, women do get along. But how come you and Nicki clicked?
I feel like just being, women and Black women in the entertainment industry, and just if you real and just raw, I think you'll be fine. I feel like she's like from New York, I'm from DC, so it just kind of like clicked, And she's like really sweet, and she. Like when we have our conversations and she just gets me and I get her. So it's just real.
What type of conversations did y'all have about actually the ascension into the music industry? Because 2010, that's 10 years ago. Nicki, she absolutely was a star. She was killing it, but she hadn't ascended to legendary Nicki Minaj. And I'll say that Nicki has become a legend in the past 10 years. You were well known. People knew you from dancing, but you haven't become this social media icon that you are today. So what did y'all tell each other or give each other advice or even inspiration about just coming into the industry?
I mean, I think it's more so like standing your ground and like knowing who you are. Because with this, like with everything being like so male dominant, like in like the rap industry and just certain like things, it's just like stand your ground and like be about whatever it is that you're doing, and like actually not to like ever, give up, like despite like whatever people say about you, whatever and whatnot. Because people, they talk and they bash or whatever, but they can't like stop the grind,
Yo, I'm gonna be 100 million with you. I got one of my homegirls. Her name is Angel. She does a lot of stuff with 50 and Jack Thriller and all of them.
Okay.
And she was like, "Yo, you need to get Blac Chyna on your show." She was the first one about that, and she was like, "She's coming out with some music. Don't sleep on her. The song is hot." So I was like, "She's coming out with some music. What is this?" Because I heard a few years ago, like I know you was doing some stuff with Hitmaker a few years ago. So I was like, is she just trying to hit a lick? Send me the video.
Right.
And she sent me the joint, Cena. And I was like, yo, okay, all right. So I had to make the call to talk to you about it. So this music thing, it feels like you're really gonna take it serious. I heard that you're gonna start releasing song after song. What was it about it why you said right now is the time, let me get into music?
Well, I started in 2017, and I was like, before I put out anything, I like to like master the things that I'm already doing, and I feel like that's the only way that you could be super successful in anything. So I wanted to take the time and find like my sound, and make sure this is something that I actually want to do. And hip hop and like music is all about, the hustle and the passion and being consistent, and I want people to like understand like that I'm not just doing this just because I'm Blac Chyna. I'm really passionate about it. Like, I listen to, like Jay-Z's and Nas and all that stuff. Because, we're East Coast, so that's like really like rap. Then I was like, I just really want to be all in with this. And then I even went to the extent of like building a studio in my house, so I could go to the studio when I want and feel comfortable, and not having to go to a studio and see like dudes are uncomfortable or getting robbed and no craziness, So
yeah, it's kind of crazy in the studios. So I gotta ask you. You mentioned Jay-Z and Nas. You gotta tell us like what's your favorite Nas album? What's your favorite Hove album?
Hove Blueprint for me. And then I would say Nas, Illmatic. Yeah.
I can't be mad at those. They touch the core with everybody. I go back and forth.
I don't know. It's like songs.
Reasonable doubt. I go back and forth.
Yeah, it's like back and forth. It's between those two.
Yeah, I go back and forth for reasonable. See, she, ladies and gentlemen, everybody watching Twitch, don't get it twisted. Blac Chyna knows her hip hop. She's talking about Jay-Z and Nas. This is incredible. So with you, okay, Twitch, send us some questions too. We got the woman here. This is somebody that everybody's talking about. One of the things about you that I'm impressed about, whether they say great things about you or they say horrible things about you, is that people feel a way. Like you're one of the people that has found a way to strike a chord with people. Good, it's never indifferent. It's good or bad, and you got a lot of fans, obviously. What is it about you that drives people so crazy?
What you mean crazy?
I'm just saying, people go crazy for you.
I think
They're
because
interested, and
yeah, I think because I stay to myself, I'm not like really like a super loud person, so it's kind of one of those things to where so you can't kind of figure me out, but it's not nothing to really figure out. So sometimes when people can't figure out something, they like to nitpick and poke and do the most. It's like people talk all the time about me, but I like pay it no mind. And I just continue to like grow and like build my brand. Like this is a brand. Like Angela White is Angela White, and then Blac Chyna is Blac Chyna. That's like my brand. And I'm just happy that I'm able to go through the motions, like the good, the bad, and the in between, to even become like a better person, like a better mom and a better friend, and just all of that in between. And I think that's really ultimately what it's about. And just not even putting myself as a person in the box, because we can all, like a lot of people, they like to use certain things to make up excuses. And I feel like I like the things that I go through, I don't use these things as excuses. Like I learn from them, and then I continue to grow, and I like to figure out new things and like unlock who I am in the inside.
yeah, because you've been around so long, but in fact, you're only early 30s, and we got to see you in so much of your 20s. For a lot of us, how wild we was. Shout out to my brother Ramon Dukes.
Mm-hmm.
If people saw some of the stuff we was doing in our 20s, it'd be a whole different era.
Right.
It'd be a lot different. But we got to see you sort of growing up.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I feel like, you see, last year was like, okay, I want to like switch up everything and really lock in and load in, especially like with the music. And I'm just like focusing on that because I already, like Lash Cosmetics is already set up. So I'm good on that. Blac Chyna's Closet, I'm good on that. Like my shows and me EPing on shows, like that's good on that. So now I have the time to focus and master what it is that I'm putting out. And I feel like everything's going to come organically because it's more of a lifestyle. And anything that I talk about is what I'm actually living. So it's not going to be anything that's fake, or I'm not going to like try to be too pushy or try to sound like the next person. I'm just going to sound like me and ride my own wave.
There we go. My brother ASAP Ferg, we see you, baby. Ferg is coming on in a little bit. Shout out to the whole mob, man. I love what the brothers from Uptown Harlem is doing. They've become just such a tremendous entity in hip hop. Do you see yourself elevating to that status as we look at 5-10 years down the line? Will we be looking at Blac Chyna as one of the monuments in hip hop?
Yeah, we'll see. I'm gonna let the people choose, and then I feel like even with my music, it's not just gonna be rapping or singing. It might be ballads or, songs for like soundtracks, just different things. I'm not gonna box myself in. I feel like a lot of times when I hear certain people, it's like I already kind of know like what it's gonna be about. And I feel like with my music, it's kind of like you really don't really know what I'm gonna come with. So I think that's exciting too. And I don't think people will get bored, and especially like with the visuals and the creative part of it, like I'm really hands-on. So it's just gonna be all like, like my work. So I'm happy about it.
Yeah, not to cut you off. You even in New Joint, we hear you like sort of singing, and we hear a little bit of that. I know you and Trippie Redd was cool even before y'all did the record. Tell me about how y'all fostered a relationship, and what was it like working with Trip?
It was really good. Like I was like, when I cut the record, I was like, you know what, Trippie would sound really good on this. But like any new artist, you're scared. You're like, I don't know if you send it, they don't like it or whatever. So I didn't send it. I was like, you know what, can you meet me at the studio? I was gonna play you a few songs. But the song that I actually wanted him to like be on, I played it last. I didn't want to be like, all right, let me play this first, nothing like that. So he was like, man, I really like that one. It's actually the same one that I had intended for him. So it was just like, it was perfect. And I feel like even people that make music together, it has to be like some type of chemistry, or the song isn't going to come out right, because it's going to have no feeling behind it. And it's good when you could be in a studio and actually do it, and not, okay, make a song and then send it to somebody and then wait for their stuff to come back. So to actually make it and like be there through like the process of him like cutting it and doing all that. It was really good. It was a good feeling.
Man, yo, Dev, let's play some of the new joint, Blac Chyna featuring Trippie Redd. We got the video here, so y'all know we play videos too. We moving. Well, let's get to it. We had a little bit of technical difficulty. They getting it together. Let's go through a couple of questions while they get the video together.
Okay.
Big Tanise says, amazing to see you on Twitch. Do you play any video games? If not, what do you do to wind down?
Let's see. I have a Super Mario game, Super Nintendo, like the old school one that you gotta kind of like and like put it in. So I love that. I love like all the old school games. My son King's like, he's so into Robux, but it's so hard for me. So yeah, but he's into Robux. I had to throw that in there. And then to like wind down, honestly, I like use like this sound machine. I have like different sound machines, and I use this app. It's called Good Vibes. And I like it because it's kind of like meditation too, and like what is it? Like just meditation and just like peace and like water and just all that type of stuff.
Okay.
I like to listen to stuff like that to like, bring me down.
Please forgive me if I mispronunciate your name. Anton Canu, I hope I'm saying it right. Asks, Chyna, who is your musical inspiration or inspirations?
Inspirations, I would let's see. Diddy, Jay-Z, Rihanna, Beyonce, J-Lo, Nicki. Yeah, that I could like come off the top of my head like right now, and that's because like I feel like throughout the years they were able to keep up with the Joneses and like keep everything still like fresh and like new. You know what I mean? And not like kind of left in the past. And I feel like that's really important. You like, damn, whatever happened to this artist or that artist, is like they couldn't come from out of whatever box that they was put in. You know what I mean? So you kind of get left behind. So this is like inspiration to me because, like they do movies, produce other things, like just you name it, so that's what I like to see.
They was always able to reinvent themselves, and
yeah, I think that's amazing.
Reinventing yourself. One guy that definitely, we was gonna bring in Ferg, but he lost the signal. Ferg, whenever you ready, come on back, my brother. We lost Ferg's signal. We're gonna bring Ferg back in a minute. Everybody who you name, they do business. They're on the business side. Mm-hmm. Break down all of your businesses right now. I can't keep up with everything. You got to break down what you got.
Okay, so first off, I went to Johnson & Wales University, and I went there for business management, and I did that for 2 years. I didn't finish, but maybe I might, finish. But right now, I have Lash Cosmetics, and I have my store, which is in Encino, California, and that's like catering to like from nails to makeup to lashes and getting your hair done. Blac Chyna Closet, which is my own clothing line. Let's see, I have Precise Music Group, because I'm still independent. So I started my own music group. Let's see, The Dynasty Way, which is a Forex company for people that want to learn financial literacy, like especially around the stuff that's going on right now, just to like bring in a different type of revenue.
Let's get into that. Hold on, for you, not to cut you off. we had Master P on not too long ago, and he basically gave us a super clinic. Ferg, we ready for you, my brother. ASAP Ferg is coming on. He gave us a super clinic. We ready for Ferg now. He gave us a super clinic of just figuring out money. I want to talk about financial literacy because people see you in the thongs and the bathing suits and dancing, but you know how to get to the bag. Tell us a couple of steps for the young black men and women, or just the young men and women, period, just watching this, what's some of the steps to being financially literate?
I mean, I feel like, let's see, as far as like money and things like that, I mean, you could get money numerous different ways, but I think just the ultimate thing is like setting goals and actually executing them, being organized, being on a set schedule, having time for yourself, figuring out what's like important like to you, not living beyond your means, you know, because a lot of people like to do that. Figure out what your passion is, like figure out what your passion is and what you really, really love, and then like you'll be successful at it. You know, it's easy to anybody can make money anywhere, you know?
Yeah.
But if you're not passionate about it, you're not gonna go fully like in. So that's what you have to break that barrier, you know?
We
and
got my bro Ferg here. Hold on 1 second, China. We got Ferg. Ferg, where you at, baby?
What's going on? What's happening? I'm lit. What's going on, China?
How you doing?
How you doing?
I like your hair.
You cool? Oh, thank you. I just got it done.
Fresh. The hair is fresh, man. Ferg, thank you for coming on, man. You know, Ferg is one of my guys, man. That he just been solid from the start of his career. From, you know, right now, it don't matter how many millions of copies he see. I might bounce into Ferg. We just walking in the street. I might bounce into Ferg. Ferg is on the low, just chilling. Yo, Sha. Yo, Ferg, what up, my brother?
Yeah, I'll be outside.
Yeah.
I'll be outside.
Ferg, we talking about money. You gotta be safe. Right, you gotta be safe.
Definitely. I'll be outside, but I'll be in safe places.
Yeah. But before you came on, man, we was talking about money. We was talking about getting to the bag. China, I know you got to leave in a few minutes. I want to just ask you a couple more questions.
Yeah, so
OnlyFans phenomenon. It's the biggest thing going on right now. I'm hearing about women making all types, 200 grand a month, and you know, I'm not going to get into what you're making, but just tell me about that phenomenon, like how you came across it and how beneficial it's been.
Yeah. All right, so I mean, I've always seen like OnlyFans, and I'm like, okay, that ain't really for me because you know I used to dance, so I'm like, I don't want people to put me back into like that, you know, in that category, which is nothing wrong with it, maybe, so, but just not for me. So I started executive producing a show called OnlyCams of LA, and that's with Zeus Network. So I was like, okay, this is my perfect opportunity to go ahead and just start me OnlyFans. So I started 2 OnlyFans, OnlyFans for my music, and then OnlyFans for bikini pictures. Because in my mind, why am I like taking bikini pictures when I could just post this on my OnlyFans? And it's like I'm spending all this money on photography and all this stuff to get followers? No, I'm gonna get some money too. And then ultimately, I'm looking at it like this: I'm a hustle every day. You know what I'm saying? I have 2 kids, and it's a lifestyle that they have to keep up. Like I don't get no child support, and I'm cool with that. And I'm gonna make sure that they're gonna be taken care of. So if I gotta like do what I have to do and do all these businesses by myself and run it up, that's exactly what I'm doing. And I think that's like
run that shit up.
Run it up. And I think that's the ultimate goal. Like, and these my babies. I don't want them to have to be doing nothing crazy. So mama got y'all. What's up?
I want to ask both of y'all this question while we still got China. Kanye's running for president. He said he's running for president. Will y'all vote for him? Are y'all voting period? And what do you think about him?
First of all, I gotta know what Kanye is bringing to the table. I didn't read into him that much, so I gotta really go. I'm not gonna automatically say no, but I gotta see what he's talking about. You know what I'm saying? If he's bringing anything to the table, and that's what I'm gonna leave it at. But realistically, I mean, I you know, I don't
for
know.
me,
Who
no.
knows?
It's a no for me.
China, no. Do you have a candidate that you're backing yet, China, or you still waiting to see?
I'm waiting to see.
Okay.
All
right.
I think the only reason why I didn't say a complete no is because I love to give people opportunity, but you know, he hasn't been stable and mentally. So that's the only, gray area But besides that,
Like you
I
gotta know
love
like
to see.
politics and all that.
Yeah,
You
I'm
got
not
it.
doubting that I'm not doubting that he doesn't know politics. I'm just saying that I don't know where his head is at as far as running a country. You know what I'm saying? But I love to see it. Like I love to see black people strive to get something. We got Donald Trump that won the presidency. You know what I'm saying? He I guess he figured like he did it. I could go and do it. He probably not even doing it to actually win. He probably just doing it because he can do it.
All right.
I think he doing it for the audacity. Like, oh, this nigga did it. I can do it too.
What you
But I
think,
don't think
China?
he
Why do you think he's running?
It beats me. And I'm not being shady, you know what I mean? I vibe with Kanye. Kanye's cool.
Perfect. Well,
And half of the stuff like that he says, I don't agree with, but half of the stuff I do agree with. And I'm not gonna get into it, because I'm non-problematic, but you get it.
non-problematic. China, you
She
got to
said
come
that
back
like she was
on.
all the shit.
I know, like she just the smoking chamber, the smoking section with all of the smoke. Nah, China, I appreciate you coming on.
Thank you so much for having me.
As we get deeper into these singles, both of y'all, you got to get you a Nicki Minaj record and maybe get you a Ferg record too, man. Moving on.
Hey, I'm so happy that you're doing your thing. You sound good with Trippie Redd. Keep doing your thing.
Thank you so much. Thank you guys. I really appreciate it. Like honestly, like I really do. I'm happy. Like I'm really happy.
No doubt, as it should be.
That's what it should be. All right. Appreciate you coming on, China. Come back, baby.
All right. Thank you guys.
All right. Ferg, man, I don't know. I don't know if you know about this, but after the show, we got the illest performances
After
coming.
the show, it's at the party, and after
Word.
the party,
It's the
hotel
hotel
lobby.
lobby.
After the lobby, it's probably good, and after the original, it's probably Gliss.
Woo! We got the
What's
illest
poppin', bro?
performances. The illest performances. LL Cool J, Run DMC, Salt and Pepper, and a lot of different surprises, man. Those guys have been in the game 30 plus years. Ferg, I gotta say, man, you OG status now in the game. I saw an interview. I saw an interview where you was, I think it was Who Kid, where you was talking about going to Jay-Z's house and you asked him, you said, how does it feel? And he gave you his answer. But I want to ask you, how does it feel for you, man? The mob being an institution in hip hop right now.
It feels good to know that people appreciate it, but honestly, like when you're in it, you're so busy that you really can't feel it. You get what I'm saying? You try to feel it and you try to take moments to take everything in, but really like you're really on autopilot. Like you're really going. You're putting food on the table for your family. You provide new opportunities for your family and your friends. So you really don't feel it. Like honestly, I feel like I've had something to prove to myself and others for a long time, and I still feel hungry in that way. Like yes, I have classics. Yes, I put out bangers every year. Yes, um, my crew and my whole ASAP mob, we're legendary and we changed the game forever. We brought fashion to the table. We the reason why a lot of rappers dress the way they do now. Um, we the reason why fashion merged with rapping. We the reason why a lot of that stuff. You know what I'm saying? So um, I do look at some of the accolades sometimes, but at the same time, it's hard to feel because I'm so in motion.
Yeah. What's two things that you want to accomplish that you haven't accomplished yet, musically?
Um, Sonic freedom. Like I don't want to feel like, and not that I've ever really been held or gun hold to this, um, like just dropping turned up records or anthems. Like I just want to make really creative music and any type of genre. Like I don't want to be held back to like just doing one specific thing, and that's what I've always strived for.
Yeah. So ultimately we might go to Coachella and we might see you with a DJ Snake, or we might see you with DJ Khaled. You know, like is different genres
Yeah,
blending.
yeah, but that's who Ferg is. I mean, you might see me with Lil Wayne one day. You might see me with Marilyn Manson another day. You might see me do a song with Mustard and put Missy on there, and have Mustard do a complete type of beat that he's not even used to doing. Or you might see me do a song with Onyx or Bone Thugs. Or you might see me do a song with Nicki Minaj and Made in Tokyo. You know, with Frankie P, one of my in-house producers. You might see me do things like that. So you just never know how I'm gonna come. I just like to keep things exciting for myself and others.
Keep us on our toes, man. In the questions for Twitch, everybody send your questions. Everybody is asking about an alternate version of Move Your Hips. If you could tell us about that, speak on that.
Alternate version?
Or a remix of Move Your Hips. They saying it's a different version of it. Or they're asking is there a different version of it?
Nah, it's not. That's the only version that's ever been made.
Yeah. All right, so I don't know what y'all asking about in Twitch, but y'all got it from the man himself. Before we get into Move Your Hips, I gotta ask you, what was it like working with Marilyn Manson?
I mean, it was dope. Like that motherfucker, really crazy. He's bugged out. Like he's really like, and he wants you to know he bugged out too. But I think it's half and half. Like I think he really like artistic and creative, like myself. But he's also a troll. Like he understands what moves people. He understands how to evoke emotion out of people, and that's what makes him great. Cause he knows how to toy and, really get people like get under their skin and push buttons. That's what made him who he is today. So he shared a lot of like crazy stories with me, like throwing smoke bombs at the paparazzi and shit like that. Like just like pranking people, like that shit is lit. I like when people have fun in real life like that.
Yeah, man,
Have fun with their thing.
you got to do it. I worked at MTV for 10 years, man, and I can tell you, part of my career there was when Marilyn was at his height, when he was getting blamed for people committing suicide, and he was selling all the millions of records. And the famous line is Eminem blaming on Marilyn and the heroin. So I definitely seen him at his biggest peak. What do y'all sound like together?
You just gotta wait and see.
Yeah,
Sound amazing.
is he?
I
Is
feel
he?
like I feel like any and everything I do is amazing. So it sounds amazing to me.
Ferg, I got to tell you right now, everybody in Twitch is going crazy for you. We we get some guests, and the people on
Oh, and this is
Twitch
my
go crazy.
this is my this is my first time on Twitch, y'all.
Oh my
Shout out to my Twitch
goodness.
fan. This is my first time on Twitch.
Oh my goodness. If you could see this type of
Man, it's
reaction
legendary.
ASAP Ferg is
Love y'all.
getting.
Lord, stand up. New York, stand up. New York don't know how to be quiet.
Nah, we never was quiet, man. We never was quiet, man.
And I got
We
that. And I got my Bape T-shirt on. My Bape T-shirt from my album listening party at the Bape store. This is the first album that I ever put out, Trap Lord. This is the collab that I did with Bape.
that's hard.
GG.
That's hard, man. We getting questions. All the fans want to know, when's the video for Move Your Hips coming?
Well, we just shot it, so we just waiting on the edit. As soon as
Yeah.
the edit is done, we throwing that shit straight out the pan into the world.
How is it working with Nicki, pregnant Nicki Minaj?
Well, I didn't work with a pregnant Nicki Minaj. I mean, we working through business and stuff now, like, and just whatever, like talking and communicating. But when
Right.
we did the song 2 years ago. A lot of people don't know that we did the song around the time we did Plain Jane remix. I was
Mm,
actually came into the studio to help her with her album, as far as like playing beats and stuff like that. For her. Like she said, yo, she liked my beat selection, and then like I started playing her joints with hooks on them and all of that, and that was one of the joints, Move Your Hips, and she fell in love with it. She did her verse on the spot. We did. She goes hard too. No help, no nothing. Who? Somebody asked me if I wrote her verse. Hell no, she ain't having none of that shit. She wrote her own verse, and then we went in the booth together, and we went back and forth. And that's what you hear at the end.
That's
Back and
ill.
forth. Very legendary.
That's ill. I mean, I love it when artists can actually get in the studio together as opposed to, flying everything back and forth. Of course, now with the pandemic, I would imagine it's tougher getting into the studio with a lot of people for you. How has that process been?
Um, I mean, studios is open,
Hmm.
so the pandemic slowed things down at first because people didn't know how to maneuver through it, but now things is opening back up. Studios is open. A lot of people got home studios now, so like we getting to it. I'm in the studio every day.
Yeah. When is this new album coming?
I don't got a date for y'all yet, but it's coming very soon. Very soon. Just look out for the videos. Look out for more songs, new singles. Y'all see who I've been mingling with on my Instagram. We not just talking to be talking. We definitely creating some artwork.
Everybody excited about you and Weezy.
Weezy is a fucking Martian and a beast.
Man,
I got something special. I got something special with Wayne.
man.
I got something very special. Y'all ain't never heard him like this. Y'all ain't never heard me like this. And Jay Guapo is on there too.
I like when you just be tapping into like all different type of chambers, man, with different inflections with the voice. You got the most flows, like god damn. When it comes to the flows, like you just be pulling them out. So crazy. Um, how do you get the inspiration for it? I want to ask you about the flows specifically. Like how do you get the inspiration for it? Is it just what the beat is telling you to do, or
It's definitely what the beat tells me to do. I usually go and listen to the beat, and if the beat grab me, I'll know in the first second or 2 seconds. If the beat grabs me, then I'm on it. If I gotta do changes to the beat and all of that, I don't want it. It'll throw me off. But if it's rocking the first 2 seconds, I'll just load that shit up, go on the booth, and do like a little reference track, and like I'll be mumbling some shit or humming some shit and laying down like the melody just to get it off because that I call that the stream. Like whatever is streaming through me, boom, pick up the melody and then I sit down and I listen to it. Sometimes I don't even leave the booth. I'll hear words within the melody or like I'll actually be saying words. Like it'll be a freestyle. And like I'll just start adding words to it like a puzzle. Like 2 bars or 4 bars, adding it to like a puzzle. Sometimes it takes me 2 hours, sometimes it takes me a half an hour. Like when it comes down to a song, it just all depends on the energy.
damn, that sound like well my
Most
man.
sometimes it may take me 3 months.
Yeah,
Or like the me and the Brent Fire song, Dreams, Fairy Tales, and Fantasies. That song took 2 years. And the Nicki Minaj, and Man Tokyo was 2 years as well. Like it's all sometimes it's like you remake the beat, you revisit it, you run into problems with sample clearances and all of that shit. You got to change things up. You revisit it again. You might put somebody new that, it's an up and coming star, it's a rising star you want to throw in there to make it more current. It's a lot of things that go into song making.
nah, it's so many different chambers, but shit, you you got something special when you could put something out after 2 years and it still be banging. Like yeah, I
You
don't know
got
what
you
just
got
happened.
you got cut off.
Yeah, I
What
don't
you
know
were
what
saying?
just happened. Now I said, it's something special when you could put something out after 2 years and it still be banging like it was just made yesterday.
Yeah, I'm never shooting for nothing to drop in 2 years though. Every time I make something, I want that shit to drop right then and there.
Yeah.
Like I always drop that shit like tomorrow. Or yo, I want to drop this shit tonight. I make some shit. I want to drop it tonight. Cause I'm always recording.
You and Made in Tokyo, y'all got an ill chemistry too, man. Y'all done did a couple of records. We was actually trying to get him to come on tonight, but we just couldn't match up the schedule. But how did y'all build up such a synergy?
Tokyo is like a little brother for me. You know, I took him on tour the first time. He had a dope energy about him. His family is cool, and him and his family remind me of me and mine's a lot. So I kind of took him in as like family, and we started rocking. And I took him on like another tour. We with me, him and Murder Beats, and we just started building and just building up a rapport, making music, and yeah, that's how we got cool. Like we every time I'm in LA, we hang out. He might drop off some clothes to my spot. If he going shopping, he'll go pick me up some shit on some bro shit. It ain't even on no music shit. He'll come to the studio and drop clothes off.
That's ill.
So, yeah,
That's love. How's the mob doing, man? I see first I see Rocky doing these fantastic campaign ads with Rihanna, man. Just adding on to the icon that he already is, man.
for sure. The mob is good. I just left the mob. I was in LA for about 3 to 4 months, and we was working on some music together, building. We got a loft, a big ass loft where everybody came. We slept there sometimes. We just go there, party, watch movies together, and just kind of like catching a vibe, making you know we was doing podcasts together, like just recording ourselves talking and interviewing each other and seeing what we've been up to and shit like that. But we all got busy schedules and shit, so it's like this time of pandemic. That's one thing I could think about it is, we all got a chance to sit down and really get reacquainted, and through that we started recording some music. We got in with Hit Boy, we got in with Mustard, we got in with some of the homies, just as far as like just building and making music. So we don't have a specific date on when we dropping music, but the music is sounding fire, like crazy.
Nah, it's always love when you could just vibe with your brothers, man. I was watching Instagram Live last week, and they were celebrating 25th anniversary of Raekwon's Only Built for Cuban Links, and just to see him come on 25 years later, when him, Ghost, RZA,
Yeah,
Meth came on, like just to see that the
cause you
clan.
all no matter how grown they get and how much of a separate life they live. I was hearing about Raekwon living in Canada for some years, and then I'm pretty sure everybody live different places and do different things, and it's always good to see that they still got love for each other and they could come together and do something for a common cause. Because people do grow apart, you know what I'm saying? And get into different things in their life, whether it's up or down. They get into different things, and they have their own family, they grow families, and your interests change as you get older. Like the things you was interested in and the things that magnetize y'all together, it may not be the same things later. So it's always good to see that people could have that thing. They still in touch with that thing that brought them all together. That's what I love about the Wu Tang.
Yeah, nah, it's great to see it. Before we got a little bit of time before DJ Cassidy gets on, and he's bringing on LL Cool J, Run DMC, Salt and Pepper. A lot of people that we just grew up with, and we just got to give them that thanks for blazing the trail. This is a time, man, where everybody is getting active, or most people I say is getting active. Activism. We saw earlier in June and July, people marching through the streets with the protests. How do you feel about the movement that's going on right now?
With Black Lives Matter and everything that's going on,
Yeah, all of that.
I love to see it, man. Like I feel like our people need it. We deserve it. Um, I hope that is turning a lot of heads. I hope that is getting a lot of people attention. I hope that is turning racism inside out and making people realize, like, we are all just people. We all people, just like our people. You know what I'm saying? Like we all need to care for one another and spread love. And and then it just showing like a lot of showing our strength and strength in numbers, the support. It's showing the confidence that we have. You know, that's what I love the most is the confidence. It's like black and proud and, you know, flashing off the melanin. You know what I'm saying? I love that. And you know, supporting black owned businesses and shit like that. This is something that Farrakhan been talking about. This is something that Marcus Garvey been talking about years and years ago. So just to see that people are taking it upon themselves, you know, whether it's a trend or whatever it is, I'm just happy it's happening.
Man, you know, I used to love it back in the days, man. Like, uh, you know, 1989. You know, Public Enemy came out. We had our African, we had our Batman medallions, some of us, and we had our African medallions. You know, just very very proud of the heritage and very very proud of what was going on.
You leaving? Give me 1 second.
No doubt.
I love you.
We here, we live. ASAP Ferg,
All right,
the
we your car
walkthrough.
here?
Keep sending your
Car here?
questions. Keep sending the questions.
Yeah, what you were saying?
Yeah, no, I was just saying, man, I loved it back in the days, like in the late 80s, where it was just a real like the music, you know, proud to be black, and you know, hip hop was just taking a real stance on activism. That's when New York was on fire way back then. It was like a lot of racial unrest, a lot of social unrest, just as is going on now. And hip hop came together, rallied for each other, and it was coming out in the music, and it was coming out in action as well.
Right. I
Yeah,
love Public Enemy. I did a song with Chuck D on it's called Beautiful People, and it's on my album Always Strive and Prosper.
yeah. You know, Chuck is one of the most powerful voices in hip hop, man. That we ever had. We ever had. Just every time he touched the mic, you knew it was Chuck. You
Right.
know, got that signature. That's one of the things that I appreciate about you, man, is that you have a very signature voice. It doesn't really no matter what you're saying or no matter how you're coming delivery wise, we know Ferg as soon as he gets on the record. We know Jadakiss as soon as he gets on the record. You know, it's certain people that just got that distinctive tone, that distinctive voice.
Thank you.
Hell yeah. How do you want to be remembered, man? When we another 10 years from now, you know, you still going strong. How do you want the world to be looking at you?
I want people to put respect on my name and know that I put a lot of people on and know that I opened up doors and create opportunity for my people. I want people to know that I was a creative. I want people to know that I was innovative. I want people to know that my spirit will live on through, you know, decades of my kids and their kids, and I created a way and broke uh, generational conditions and created new traditions. That's how I want to be remembered.
Yeah. Joel Santana, fellow Uptown Harlem representative. Joel's came home today, man. Did you see that?
Nah, I've been moving around so much, but I heard that's a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
That's a
Yeah.
beautiful thing.
I'm happy he's back, man.
It's so funny because I was just watching like old Dipset videos and Sub-Zero videos with like all of them moving around and Smack DVD and Cocaine City stuff on YouTube. And I was like, damn, these dudes are so jiggy. And it's good to hear that Jewels is definitely coming home or came home today. That's dope.
Yeah, we got a couple of questions from Twitch, man. Before we let you go, one is Ferg. Can you give us your top 5 albums of all time?
Top 5 album. Ready to Die 1. That's Biggie.
Mm.
I'm gonna say Life After Death. That's 2. I'm gonna say Illmatic. I'm gonna say Good Kid, Mad City.
Oof,
I'm gonna say Trap Lord. My album.
all classics, man.
Yeah.
All What is it?
I forgot Reasonable Doubt. So I'm gonna take Life After Death off. I'm gonna keep Ready to Die for Reasonable Doubt.
Oh man, see, if I was doing it, I would do the reverse. I would put Life After over Ready to Die. I just feel that, and this is a debate that I didn't have with Sway. We actually started Hottest MCs because somebody saw me and Sway debating these two albums. This is a debate I didn't have with Puff. This is a debate I didn't have with Lil C's. I just feel that Life After Death, Biggie he improved. He was better, but Ready to Die was raw. So Ready to Die, he was more raw. So you can't go wrong either way with Biggie.
Right. That's a Fendi.
Absolutely. Twitch wants to know, what's your top 5 favorite groups?
I would have to say 112, 2 Wu-Tang, 3 Total, 4 ASAP Mob, 5 group. I would have to say Daz Effects. Fuck it.
Ooh, that first Daz Effects album. I'm gonna tell you why I got so mad at Daz Effects. Ferg, they style is almost like I compared Daz Effects to Migos because Migos.
Hold on, I forgot. Hold on.
Yeah.
Neptunes. I forgot the Neptunes. Like without the Neptunes, there would be no me. Like there would be no me without the Neptunes. I don't know where you're gonna place it. We got to make another number. We gotta make it 6 because
6.
I need 6.
Okay, I ain't mad at Neptunes, man. Of course, those are the legends, man. But what I was saying with Daz Effects and Migos, man, they came out with styles that were so ill that a lot of the industry bit off of them and took it. But Daz, they stopped using that Iggity style, man. I was like, damn, yeah, I should have just kept that going.
Yeah, everybody be evolving. Sometimes they don't got the right people around them, or they do have the right people around them. Everybody just be evolving artistically. Like we be wanting artists to do one thing, but something in their body and they soul be telling them to do something else.
Yeah, I guess you got to do what you feel.
That's a fact, and that's it's all the expression. That might have just been for that time, for them to be going crazy like that.
And it's so powerful. We talk about it forever. Those who experienced it.
I know I'm inspired by it.
Man, microphone checker. They want effects. Man, Ferg, I done had a great time tonight, man.
Likewise, man.
Definitely want you to come back and preview some of this album when it's time.
For sure.
Last question I gotta ask you for Twitch. Tell us about the different hairstyles you be rocking now.
Man, I just go how I feel. I go according to how I feel. I'm on some like green juice, motherfucking Harlem neon green with the goddamn neon green Timberlands to match. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I designed these boots. These are the green juice Tims. I be wearing all my designs. I designed this shirt with bait. I designed this Tim with Timberland, and I designed these socks with Stance. So I'm just out here, living my best life. You gotta see the Ferg on there.
The icon, ASAP Ferg.
Hold on, pink diamonds in the air.
There we go.
Lamborghini chain, ice bucket challenge.
Man,
And,
I gotta see him. Ice bucket challenge.
That's how I'm feeling. So it's like that's what inspired the hair. It's just to match my clothes.
There we go, man. The legend ASAP Ferg. I appreciate you coming on, man. The show is growing. Thank you for helping the show grow. We're gonna have you come back when it's album time. Right now, we're going to DJ Cassidy, Run DMC, Salt and Pepper, LL Cool J, a lot more, man.
Shout out to all of the legends before me. Shout out to all of the legends before me. All of the names you just named. Without LL Cool J, I would not be rapping all aggressive in my music. You know what I'm saying? I love what I follow LL. I love LL, and I love Pepper. I'll be bumping into Pepper. She be giving me the good hugs.
That's my first crush, man. Pepper.
And her daughter, mad pretty. I don't want Trex to beat me up though.
Man, it's all love, man. DJ Cassidy, take it home, baby. Something historic tonight.
You already know what it is. ASAP. Mob shit.